The Lord be praised. What brings you to me? Good luck to you. What are you waiting for? Your Lord requires you.
Ugh, really? Such a renowned hunter needs help?
You wouldn't dare mock your betters now, would you?
Heaven forbid, your lordship.
If that's the way you want it, peasant, we'll meet back here at noon. Whoever has the most hares wins. Oh, and if you don't have anything to shoot with, there's a crate in the camp with some old hunting equipment. You can help yourself. After all, there's no sport in trouncing some wretch who hasn't a chance in hell.
By all means, Sir Hans.
Ha! You'll soon be laughing on the other side of your grubby face. And now turn your back for a while. I know a few tried and tested spots in these woods, and I don't want you stealing them.
How did the hunt go for you, sir? I did quite well. Look.
Show me. Not bad, though. Quite good, actually.
Shouldn't there be some reward for the victor?
Jesus, the insolence. A serf asking his lord for coin. But never let it be said I'm a pinch purse. Very...
Your serf humbly thanks you, my lord.
And now, come along. Let's go and hunt some real game. Henry, mount up and let's go hunting.
See here, a wallow, and it's been freshly rooted. There'll be balls somewhere nearby, so just like last time, slow and quiet.
Understand?
But watch out for them from the top of that mound there.
You want to take him down with an arrow?
Certainly, why wouldn't I?
You won't kill him like that. Boar is hunted with spears.
Is that so? So now all of a sudden you're a master huntsman, are you? Watch and learn. Did you see that?
Damn, I'm good. Quiet. So, next time you try to tell me I can't kill a boar with an arrow, you can... Fuck! After him! Fetch! Mount up, Henry. We're gonna chase down that swine! Yeah.
Yeah!
folyikot! Tábori élet nem jelentság.
I fucked your mother yesterday, pagan!
Hé! Mit csinálsz?
She said your old man couldn't get it up!
Beszarás. És pont amikor kedvem lenne valakiből kiverni a lelket. Látom őt! Ott mi! Istenem, vigyázzon!
All right, I admit it. It's humiliating to get caught by three loose hands! Christ be praised. It's a good thing you showed up, Henry. I was afraid the next time we met would be before St. Peter. Come and untie me before the life gets crushed out of my balls. Those humans are filthy animals, I can tell you. Can you believe they slaughtered my dogs, the cunts? Come on, Henry. This isn't funny. Untie me. What are you doing? Going to untie me. Henry! Henry! I'll have a bronze bust made of you, my friend. But where have you been till now?
Oh, you know, I was picking berries, had a drink of wine, took a little nap.
You lunatic!
I'd say it looked more like they were about to take your maidenhood.
Now look here, dung grubber. I'm yanking your pizzle.
That wound doesn't look good, Sir Hans.
You're right. Those cumin swine roughed me up a bit. And my damned horse has bolted. You'll have to get me home somehow.
The sooner we get out of here, the better. Who knows how many bandits are creeping around.
Let's go then. I've had quite enough.
It's Lord Capon! Get here, everybody! You, help him!
How's it possible, Ratsy? Those bastards make so bold no more than a mile from the castle. We'll have to send out more patrols.
That won't do us any good, Hanush. Even if we had 10 times the men, we couldn't beat through every thicket in the fiefdom.
You sent for me, sir?
Come in.
I don't know how to thank you, Henry. If it wasn't for you, Hans would be dead. And to think I sent you out with him as a punishment.
I was only doing my duty, sir.
Don't be so modest, young Henry. You showed not only courage, but loyalty to your liege. That's why I'm taking you into my personal service.
Sir, Thank you, sir.
Well, let's celebrate your promotion and Sir Hans's recovery. Well, don't just stand there, lad. Pour us a drink.
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, but I've urgent tidings.
What now?
A stable boy came from Nойхофе. He says brigands raided the stud farm this morning. There's many dead or maimed.
Kurva!
Tell us exactly what happened.
I'm not sure. The boy was so shook up he could barely speak. He said the bandits murdered for the joy of it. I'm sorry, sir. Your vassal Smill is dead.
Who did this? Who were they?
We don't know, sir. The stable boy just kept babbling about some huge fellow in black armor who led the attack.
Take as many men as you need, and don't stop until you've found those bastards. And bring me their heads!
Yes, sir.
My men at your disposal too, Hanush.
Thank you, friend.
Sir, let me ride with them.
He's full of piss and vinegar, isn't he?
Their leader, he must be the one who attacked me at Skalitz. There can't be 2 men in the whole kingdom who look like that.
You think he might still have my sword? No doubt you could use another swordsman, Captain.
As you command, my lord.
How soon can you leave, Bernard?
Soon as the men are ready, sir.
Good. Wait in the courtyard for Henry. And, give him a horse.
His own mount?
His reward for saving Sir Hans. He'll need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, go! I want these culprits in the hands of the executioner as soon as possible.
I won't let you down, sir.
We don't know much about what happened, just what that Nойхофе stable boy told us. Get your...
My respects to you.
Can you teach me how to...
Certainly.
I'd like to practice...
All right, but it'll cost you. Now, take...
Farewell. What the hell? Can we go? Are you ready?
I'm ready, Captain.
Good. Then follow me. Keep quiet and do exactly... I don't know what Sir Radzig sees in you, and I don't care. If you're to ride with my men,
Yes, sir.
Against all better judgment, they've decided to give you... The dappled gray beside my stallion is yours. Make sure you take good care of him. Now, mount up and ride behind... All right, men. Saddle up! No dawdling. Last one there won't find me a happy man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's your master?
In the paddock.
Crucifix? What kind of beast could do this?
And the blood of the martyrs. What happened here? Why?
Someone came at night and hamstrung every one of them. The horses, screaming, must have woke poor Radek, the stable boy. And when he tried to stop them... And then my husband, when my husband tried to help them, they killed him too. And when they were done, they put a torch to the stables.
My sincere condolences, ma'am. I swear we'll hunt those monsters down and make them pay for this.
The horses were still alive when I came. We had to finish them off. All of them. The pain in their eyes. They couldn't understand how anyone could do this to them.
Did they steal anything? Any horses?
Nothing. They wanted blood, not coin.
Did your husband quarrel lately? Was there anyone who might want revenge?
He argued over the price of a saddle, maybe, but nothing that could drive a man to this.
These are dark days when there's more kindness in horses than in men. Did you see anything? How many were there? Or What did they look like?
We saw no one.
Has anyone tried to follow their trail?
No. We were fighting the blaze until now, and even if we weren't, what chance would any of us have against someone who could do this?
Oh, pox on it. Mount up and quarter the area. We have to find out where they went. Look for tracks and ask the folk if they saw anyone. Fuck! Someone must have at least caught sight of them.
Yes, sir. What about me, Captain?
What the hell use are you? You stay here.
Please, let me do something. I could have a look around the area and see if they left any tracks.
Well, if you must. Just don't get in anyone's way, don't go too far, and come back here when you're done.
God above, who could do such a terrible thing?
Smell. The stud farm owner. I saw him in Skalitz a few times.
While you
His poor
sit warm
widow.
and safe behind those castle walls. But we came just as soon as we could. You tell that to Francis. Lying there. Fucking lying there.
How could anyone be so cruel?
Go see him. Go fucking tell him that you came as soon as you could.
They really
What
did
a
slaughter them.
fucking mess.
Why would anyone do that?
Another useless soldier come to ask questions.
What's wrong with your arm?
Oh dear. That looks painful.
That's all you gotta say about it. You useless prick.
And how did you come by that?
I heard someone talking, so I went to look outside. I shouted at those bastards. Caught one by the cloak and...
Without a weapon?
Yeah. But he cut me pretty good, the fucker. Lucky for me the others started to come out there.
There's one man in particular. Huge.
Who the fuck do you think have...
So he really was here. What in the world?
The bastards attacked us.
And you've got no idea why?
Something must have gone wrong.
Can you help me?
Help you? May the Lord watch over you. May the Lord watch over you.
Ask.
No. I saw you came with the soldiers, and the sooner you know everything...
I'm sorry to trouble you, ma'am, but could you...
The noise woke us up. Me and Smill. We thought the...
Do you get drunks coming?
Sometimes. My husband went out. Then I just heard loud voice. It's so stupid. It didn't even occur to me. I didn't find out until the...
Did you recognize any...
No. But they spoke Czech. Cursing like demons.
At each other?
Yes.
And where did you hear them?
Everywhere. It was chaos.
I mean at the very start. Do you remember...
I don't know.
Did you get a look at them?
No.
Who should I question about the raid?
Jakob, the old stable boy. He even fought with them.
From what I've heard, Mark was the first one to wake. It might...
Ginger was sleeping in the stable. He might have seen something.
I don't know of anyone else. Goodbye.
take care now.
How could anyone be so cruel? Poor wretch. He must have crawled here. If it was the horses they were after, there'll be even more of them by the main stables. Are you...
Leave me alone.
But there's no need to be afraid. With your help...
They just... What do you...
What actually happened here?
Why did they kill them?
Think carefully now.
Then Smill. He
You're certain it was the animals first, and then Smill?
I'm certain. I'd never heard... Now I'll never forget it.
What happened after that?
We ran outside and it was chaos. And
The stables were already burning. Didn't that happen after?
No. It was to set the blaze when they arrived.
You said they were demons?
No, just vermin.
How many of them were?
Not many. There were just a few that came after us, but more around the...
In the back?
Towards the woods. To the north.
So they were yelling because of all the noise?
No, something happened.
So some of them were running away and the other...
Aye. For a time. Then more of us came out and we fought back.
Where? Where?
To the north.
Did they take anything? Thanks. That's all I...
God be with you.
What did you ever do to anyone?
What? Who's... Easy. I just came...
I don't know anything.
What really happened?
I don't know. Someone...
Are you hurt?
No, nothing.
You didn't happen to hear where they came from?
No!
Such senseless brutality. How could anyone be so cruel? How could anyone be so cruel?
Fuck, why?
Take care.
Tracks. Someone fled to the north. Aha! This wasn't done by animals. They must have gone into the woods this way.
They went deeper and deeper, for sure.
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you? Ha! Fucker!
Why, it's a hoofpick. Someone in Nойхофе must know more about it.
He was here just now. Damn it!
Do you know whose hoofpick this is?
Gingers. He was always bragging about...
I'm just trying to get the story straight.
But you won't find Ginger.
And you don't know where Ginger could have...
Dunno. May the Lord watch over you.
Do you know anything about this hoof?
Yeah. It's...
Any idea where I might...
Well, that's...
What?
Look, I know how it looks. But Ginger is a fan.
Where could he have fled?
I might know. But you gotta promise me one thing.
You have my word.
Sometimes the charcoal burners come to see him. You get some well with them.
And where is that?
No idea. They've always kept them...
But the forest is full of folk like that. They could be...
Aye. Except these ones won't be far. If you follow the stream from the stud farm towards Rate.
Only what?
Ginger didn't go that way, though. He always went by the big road.
But how can I find them?
There's always smoke when they work. You'll smell them before you see them.
So if I go through the woods along running water, I'll find them?
Exactly. Good luck to you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
God be with you.
I'm looking for a ginger-haired boy.
We ain't friends with no red.
He works as a stable boy in this.
I know where that is. God be with you.
If you want to ask questions, talk to...
God be with you.
Could you help me?
Depends what you want.
I'm looking for Ginger, a stable boy from Nойхофе. They say he ran away and...
Sorry, there's never been a lad called Ginger around here.
A murder's been committed at Nойхофе, and that boy likely knows who did it. It's vital I find him.
There's been murder aplenty in these parts of late, but that...
There'll be a lot less murdering going on once I bring those bastards to justice, so how about helping me out?
Calm down, lad, for the love of God. There's been no one like the boy you want round here. You might want to hurry. You're not the first to be asking about him, and the others weren't exactly unknown.
They didn't happen to say what they wanted him for? Do you have any idea where else he could have gone?
You said he was friends with the charcoal burners? Well, you'll definitely find some...
But that forest is huge. I could spend weeks...
Then follow the river. That's how you found us, isn't it?
All right, I'll go and ask someone.
May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah.
How are you, Henry?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God be with you.
I know him right enough.
He's run away from the stud farm. I have...
Well, he's definitely not here. Try the other
Good luck to you.
If there's something you want, better ask me first. Jesus Christ.
I'm looking for...
I know him.
There's a few questions I need to ask.
Well, you'll have to go somewhere else to find...
I really must speak with him. A murder was committed at the stud farm and that...
And you think he had a hand in it?
Hard to say. He ran away, but on the other hand, it seems he stabbed one of the attackers.
Well, when you put it like that, it's clearly urgent business. I do know him. Not personally, but I've seen him around.
Downstream by Talmberg. Someone...
If you follow the river to the west, you're bound to run into them.
Yes?
Some other men have been around asking about him, but they weren't. May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm looking for Ginger.
Then why don't you look for him at the stud farm?
He was there, but now they say he's hiding amongst some charcoal burners.
And where did you hear that? Anyhow, there's no one of that description here. Try asking...
I've been to the other camps and they told me I'd definitely find it.
How could they know that? They just wanted to get rid...
I wouldn't say that. They realised I'm trying to...
Oh, aye?
That boy witnessed a murder and probably killed one of the murderers. I'm sure those cutthroats are already looking for him, and if I could find my way here, so could they.
Hmm.
And when they do, they won't be asking their questions as nicely as I have.
Aye. Well, as it happens, they've already been here. And you're right, they weren't pleasant. It's my duty to protect the...
Well then, what are we going to do?
We're going to do it my way. First, you get rid of those two murdering dogs.
But I don't know where to look.
They're always wandering about here. Their hideout must be somewhere nearby. They came here from the east, across the bridge, threw their weight around, and then...
What place is that?
There was a camp between here and the charcoal burners in the east.
That's fair.
The words of a true man. Once you take care of them, may the Lord watch over you.
Hey, shh. Come in.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hey, who's there? Who are you? You'll get one, boy. Quitting? You call that combat?
No, Corva! Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what have we? What's your problem, beggar? We've a job to do. Clear off, or you'll.
What are you
regret
doing
it.
here? Tired of life, are you?
Oh! Yeah. You're dead. Is that all you've got? What's going on? Oh dear, did that hurt? Had enough? Ha! The answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to vent some rage. You get what for? Shit! Come here, lily liver. Is that all you've got? Yeah, well, man. You going to cry? Are you serious?
Do you think that fellow is in with them? He could be, I suppose.
Hey, who's there?
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
Is that the best you can do?
Good health to you, sir.
I've taken care of those two cutthroats.
You don't look like you've been in a fight.
If you don't believe me, go and see for yourself.
All right, all right. All that matters...
They're dead.
Ginger was here, but the lads hid him away somewhere. I suppose there's no need for that anymore.
That's right.
All right. They're hiding him nearby. A little way along the route to Uzhitz, there's a path to the right leading to a spring. From there, you'll find an over...
Finally, some useful information.
God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, you've led me a merry dance.
What do you want?
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you run off like that?
What?
Right, one thing at a time. Why did you run off?
Because I was afraid that...
Who?
Those bandits...
To get revenge on you for killing their mate.
Killing? Me? I never killed it.
Why did you kill that bandit?
What? Bandit?
This is yours, isn't it? I pulled it from the belly of a dead bandit.
That is mine, but I didn't stab him. That...
What fellow?
I don't know his name, but he's from Ujit.
What can you tell me about him? How do you know?
I saw him a few times in the tavern in Ujits.
And?
I know he lives in a house on the edge of the village, but that's all I know.
I'm looking for your friends.
The charcoal burner?
To hell with the charcoal burners. Where are your
They're not my mates. They nearly killed me. I recognized one of them, so I thought they'd come back.
Recognized?
I don't know his name, only that he's from Ujits.
He limps and he's from Ujits. That's not much to go on.
It's all I know. I never talked.
And now tell me exactly what happened. And don't leave any...
That's quite...
Don't worry, I won't get bored.
All right. I woke up in the middle of the night because I needed to go for a piss. Only there was something there that shouldn't have been. At first I thought it was just... Then it was too late. They went past and I thought they must be horse thieves. I would have yelled, only I was afraid they'd kill me. So I waited until they were out of sight and I started...
Then the slaughtering started?
Yes. I thought they'd steal the horses and ride off. That would be bad enough. It was terrible.
And then?
It seemed some of them didn't like it either. They started squabbling among themselves, and some of them started running back where they came from. Right.
So you stabbed the first one in the belly?
No. He ran right into me. He was running fast for a fellow with a limp. He pushed me aside and I fell on the ground. Then he told me I'd better... I did what he said and hid. Then the rest of the gang ran...
And then?
Then I waited in case that limping one from Ujits came back. I didn't dare come out until I was sure.
What about the others?
I don't know. There might have been maybe 8 of them.
Do you know what they argued about?
I didn't hear everything, but I reckon some of them were only there to steal, and...
That sounds terrible.
If only I yelled.
If you had, you'd most likely be dead. You probably wouldn't have done...
But still...
There was nothing you could do. That's all. And now tell... And don't...
That's...
You don't have to tell me.
I only reckon...
What else do you know?
Nothing.
I've heard everything I need to.
Wait! What about me?
Perhaps I could.
I'd like to go back to the stud farm, but those cutthroats who want to kill me are still around.
They're out of the way. I ran into them on my...
Really?
What?
I'm afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and God knows what they'll think.
I could go and ask them if it's important to you.
Greetings. What...
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the well.
Excellent. Fern had already told me what's been happening, but...
The whole story, or just...
It's up to you what you consider.
Well, in the end, I tracked down the stable boy who fled in fear of his life. And for good reason, too. He put me...
And his name?
The boy didn't know him by name, only by sight. But if I ask around, I'm sure folk will know who limps and keeps peculiar company.
But what if he's not there? He could have fled, maybe even to cut...
If I don't find him in Egypt, I'll ask around. Someone will know...
All right. Better go to Ujits then. Find this limping footpad and get the names of the others out of him. They have to face justice for what they did. Then bring him to me in Mehoyed, and I'll decide on his...
Certainly, sir.
God be with you.
Around like a footpath. Everyone has to carry a light at night by law. Where the hell were you brought up? You know you have to have a light after dark.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Nойхофе, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Nойхофе?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they...
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time.
Has he been up to anything suspicious?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he...
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Nойхофе?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never...
Another thing about Lubosh.
What the hell?
Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything? What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream. An inscription in blood. It's a pity I don't know how to read. Looks like they wanted to give someone a warning. But who? And a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day.
Yeah.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Of course.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day...
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time...
He was a loner. He didn't even...
That man Lubosh...
He was a drunk.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, no, I think...
That's all.
Good luck to you.
My respects to you.
I've come in the...
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like...
Have you noticed anything?
I didn't see much of him lately. Not even in the...
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day...
I don't think he was home at all.
Do you know anyone Lubosh you...
I really don't know. As far...
That's all.
Good luck to you.
Jesus Christ.
I've come in...
I don't know.
Have you noticed anything?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. I was wondering what he was up to.
Do you know what Lubosh was...
I was coming from the tavern very late. He looked like he was in a hurry.
Do you know anyone?
Not with anyone from the village.
That's all.
May the Lord watch over you.
I've come in the name of...
I don't know how I...
Have you noticed any...
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time. And then yesterday, he...
Do you know what... That's all. Thank you.
Take care.
My respects.
I've come in the...
Of course.
That's all.
May the Lord watch over you.
Hey, look out!
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here and can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask his...
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart...
Did you notice anything suspicious?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently.
That's really not a lot of help to me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day...
Unfortunately, I do know.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that for...
Vows more important than catching dangerous...
There are laws of God above the laws of man.
Father, surely you can't be serious.
There are things that apply always, no matter what.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me more...
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be...
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murder?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Nойхофе raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for... If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Sure...
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern.
All right.
May the Lord watch over you.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with...
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people.
And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in... But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things.
A little bird told...
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in...
In other words, someone's been... What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her... If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness...
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always... Take care now.
Radishes, carrots and apples, that'll put a smile on your face. Are you serious?
God be with you.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a... Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few...
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. May the Lord... He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me.
There was something about some
Ah, well, the main thing is you've managed to read the book. The rest is just practice. Like I told you, books are valuable. And the words that you play...
Does that mean that I can read them?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religion. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle...
You're a clever... Take care now.
I read the page.
So tell me.
Nullus est liber tam malus.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be...
Thank you, Domine.
God be with you. May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah.
You fucking stinking human. I'll fucking show you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've come in the name of...
Ask all you want.
Have you noticed anything?
Everything about him was suspicious.
Who was this Lou?
Those that live by the sword.
Do you know what Lubos was...
How would I know?
Do you know who Lubos used to spend time with?
I don't know, since I don't...
That's all.
Would you teach me something about medicine?
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the bait.
All right, but it... Now, pay me the...
Would you teach me some...
Certainly.
I'm interested in more of...
Wouldn't you rather learn the bit?
Well,
Take care.
I've come from the priest. They're saying you in...
Me? Witchcraft.
Don't you know that witch...
There's no need for trouble. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind.
But I'm supposed to believe an old witch has...
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various... You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment.
What kind of ointment?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and...
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their...
Will you give me the ointment?
It contains belladonna and the herb Paris, both quite poisonous plants.
What kind of...
One that will... I don't know if it's the work of...
So all this...
The ointment...
I want to know... So why did you give...
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the...
Yeah. I understand how they feel.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment.
Their plea or the clink of their coin? And why are you so worried about them all of a sudden? What?
I'm losing sleep over it. Firstly, those women don't know what they're...
They burn them alive.
That they do. So...
It didn't bother you before, though. What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grief.
I've heard enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women.
Very well. But only because the priest himself...
Thank you 1,000-fold. May the Lord watch over you. Goodbye.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Good day to you.
I've come.
Sir Heinrich,
That man.
he was a stranger.
That's all.
Is there someone here? I'm sure someone can be found. First, I'll explain the... You shoot 7, 13, or 21 arrows, depending on who you're shooting against. The straw surround is worth 1 point, the white ring 2, and the bullseye 3. Whoever finishes shooting first, the round ends when everyone is finished shooting, and whoever has the most points, it's the custom to wager on it. To make it more interesting, see? Alright, that seems straight. Just one more thing. Don't leave while the contest is underway, and never aim or shoot. Got it. How good are you with a bow? So I can find you a suitable... I'm a beginner. Doesn't matter. At least you'll get a bit of practice. Splendid! Here's some arrows for you. Meanwhile, I'll round up... May the Lord... Right, archers. Let's begin. The contest is over. Henry here is the winner.
Put that weapon away before someone gets hurt.
Is there someone here? Of course. How good are you with a bow? I've shot a few times. Then you'll have no trouble finding an opponent. Advanced art... Splendid! Here's some arrows for you. Meanwhile, I'll... Good luck. Right! Test over, archers.
Put that weapon.
Playing at
Hey!
that weapon. Good day to you.
Is there anything suspicious?
Indeed, there. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Light.
I don't know how I can help you.
Who was this, Luke?
You could see at first glance he was.
That's all.
I've heard something about a mag.
Really? I'd like to know where from.
The priest is worried.
The priest? It's nice to find out what telltale.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I'll find out by hook.
Only a herbal ointment, some chanting, and 3 women at night in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't much in it.
Yeah.
Here.
God be with you.
Have you thought of a way to help me solve that?
Let's leave it for the evening. Come to the tavern after sun. God be with you.
Slopped all over again.
me one.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Farewell.
Well,
Can I sleep?
aye, there's room. For how long?
How about if I pay?
Sure, but groschen first.
Here you go.
You've got it all to yourself.
Where do I go?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up. Good luck, then. Hey!
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm so...
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovno. Folk who tried...
My poor child. May God grant... And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish...
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me here to follow it.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their... Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Nойхофе?
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time. The Nойхофe stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling account.
I see it's every bit as bad as people... Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so...
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal.
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's...
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will...
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But...
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where is...
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible...
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard.
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life with a nice moral to them, especially if they're about fornication and similar.
Can you give...
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my...
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus, the lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you... What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are... Amen!
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a
Oh, the congregation...
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last...
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed...
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this, Jan?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking.
Where can I find out more about it?
Do you like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested...
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say it. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and they...
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most...
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late.
What do you suppose? We have...
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł dziesięć smutek, grudnielo i rano utek, niech ich małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne staje prach. Už se jí bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejmě jich uži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední den. Půjde se vámi, panorama slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejden, tak nalej mi hned, až točí se svět.
Enough of this!
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out. Oh.
Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
I'm going.
Come on then, bailiff. You want to fight? Then come and get it. Don't worry. I won't give you any trouble. You think because
Is that the best you can do?
So, my dear, wouldn't you like to have a little ring on the bell? No sooner said than done.
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure.
Right, Henry. Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dear. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin,
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
So all at once, the confessional...
Don't mock me!
Well, all right.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do, exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about...
Christ almighty.
Wonderful.
Damn!
I thought he'd never show up. The swim.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Nojhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
Boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, cumens, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame? Shame upon them.
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates! Away with them!
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
I say to you, in the words of Jan Hus, he who knows much, let him speak much. He who knows little, let him speak little. Let each speak as much as he knows, and he who knows nothing, let him at least teach his neighbour one virtuous deed by setting him good example and refraining from playing dice and from fornication. And that applies both to priests and to you, brothers and sisters.
That's his conclusion?
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that was.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, but he told it nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Nойхофе that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Nойхофе.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko. Pious Timmy?
Pious. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall, too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Hey, watch it.